project that needs you non-stop. 'Cause I know it ain't easy, we can still make it work.
This week on Danu on Fire, we have come all the way to Kandy, and I'm checking out this amazing property that has a spectacular view. But today, this weather has been fighting its battle with us. But anyway, I'm super happy to have Dee.
Hi.
So this is, I've convinced Dee to do another show, which is amazing. I'm very happy about the fact that we're on a good roll.
Last one.
Yes. Just shut it down even before I started it. Dee, you have such a very curated, very interesting, it's a property that has a lot of meaning behind it. Tell me about this place.
So, someone was asking me why I called this Theva residency without hotel. We wanted to make it a home away from home.
Right.
So, my parents are from Kandy, and this property was, we bought it first to have it as our family home. Because of that, I always felt like we should create this as a home, so that when a guest is traveling and they come leaving their family and all that, we as the Theva staff, we treat them like family.
And also this place, what is very special about is the fact that the food that you eat and also the artisan that you see in the property is very much connected to everything local, everything that is Kandy, and that's what's remarkable. Tell me about the type of food that you serve here. Although this looks like, what we might find at a hotel, but there's also things that you have really curated.
Yes, so we try to keep it international fusion food because we get people from all over the world.
Yeah.
But of course, they're coming here to taste Sri Lankan food. So what you're having is Nil Katarolu juice. And we came up with these flower juices during COVID to increase your immunity. That also we grow at Theva. And this is the shufla. So that's also from our garden. And we have a lot of vegetables that we grow here. So that also happened during COVID. The hotel was closed and we decided to find new ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And the broccoli soup, all the breads are homemade. These are gotukolo and cheese patty. That's jackfruit cutlet. So we try to incorporate incorporate local things and do creative food.
Yeah.
And I always encourage my team to come up with stuff. I don't get involved too much because my chef and the team always thinks of things that are different.
And if you do walk around the property, you'll get to see a lot of things. It could be the brass handles or the little artifact that you see or the paintings. These are all embracing the Kandian culture and the people around. And you also work with a lot of communities here in giving back.
Yes. So even when we started Theva, I wanted to source everything as local as possible. So every little thing, these bells, these wooden things with the leaves, everything is sourced from Kandy. And I have we try to support the community as much as possible. So even my Theva staff, when I hired first, I had a few people I took from the Hantana Tea Estate community, my caretaker, his sister, his son, and try to train them and give them jobs.
Yeah, and that's very, very important.
Yes.
Now, as you know, you are not exactly trying to, have this full house every day, but you want everyone to have a full experience.
Correct.
How difficult is it to run a property?
It's not easy, especially with what has been happening now with economic crisis. To maintain a place like this, it's not easy, though it's a small property, because we spend so much time in detail, right? So, and I have 28 staff members with me. I have to look after them, and cost of living has gone up, not only for us, for them,
everyone
for them. So it's like a no-win situation right now, but you know what, we made it during the toughest times, and I have faith that we are going to get through this. And I always tell them, if we can't do something, even if the business is low, let's try to think of other things we can do, like get more involved with community service and find our way, keep our mental well-being strong and not fall, and ride the wave until we come to the next stage.
Amazing. And if you're somebody who is, looking out for vegan options, I'm telling you, today we had lunch here with 17 curries served. And it's all from Sri Lanka, and you'll be surprised the things that you can actually eat. There was a meat curry which I was not even interested in trying, because there were 17 more to try out, and you're just left baffled, the things that you can do.
Yes, so because the candy, every region has different food, and in candy, I'm still doing some study of it, because I would like to introduce a candy and traditional menu. And we read that there's 32 curries the kings used to eat.
Right.
And so I can't do 32. So we have cut down to 17, which is also a lot.
You're
so
still a king.
Yeah, so you're still a king or queen. So we do the traditional Teva rice and curry, and that's how it is what you got. And all the colors are vibrant, the tastes are different, and that's a seller. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into a break. When we do come back on the other side, I really want to sit with this stunning view backing us. Hopefully the weather gods will be on our side. We'll see you on the other side. Just stick around. This is Danu on Hi. So we've won the war, I think. This is the setup. How gorgeous does this look? I'm so in with the nature. There's an ant as well saying hi to me on the space. Anyway, so wanted to speak to you about. What is the thing I want to speak? Okay, about you. Now you have found such a niche for yourself. You do some amazing things in terms of yoga, in terms of finding this balance between mind, body, soul. Tell me about what you do. For a person who doesn't believe in practicing any of this, what does it sort of add to your life?
So my profession is I'm a hotelier. Yes, but I've always been into wellness because I feel like even to find that balance between your mind, body and soul is important for your work relationships, your personal relationships, anything. And I think for me, I don't have a separate work life and personal life, but I do what I love. So I think I'm lucky in that way because it's not a job, it's what I love to do. And even when I'm in Colombo or here, I try to connect everything about myself to my work as well. So that's why I think it's easy for me because I don't have to play two roles. So even when it comes to my food, how I look after my staff, the team, values, and how I want Teva to run, everything also goes on that mind, body, soul aspect. Yes.
Now, your love towards hotel management and what you educated yourself in, you didn't want to go into the mainstream, the rat race hotels where you're just back-to-back buffet, back-to-back something. You have always been in very curated spaces.
So, I mean, I think the reason you have to realize why did you get into doing what you do? So for me, as a child, when I walked into a hotel, my eyes used to lit up when I see the lobby, and I was like, wow. And also to see that you were making someone's moment special, and I think that was very special to me. So everything I do, I try to make it special. I want to create wow moments, even if it's for a friend or if it's for my work, if it's for a guest, to create that magical moment. And I always tell my staff, create that magical moment, that when they leave here, they just don't say, oh wow, it was a lovely stay, but you really touch their hearts. And that has shown, because if you read our comments, people write by names.
Yeah.
Basanta gave a beautiful smile, Chef Hera did a wonderful dish. So they kind of get to know the staff, and that means a lot to me. And when they say, I want to only book Teva and nowhere else, I mean, those are priceless.
Yeah, and those you
So-
can never get
Yes.
by paying for it. You know,
Yes.
it comes from the heart.
Exactly.
And the team here, they're really, really talented. Like she was telling me about one person who didn't know anything about bartending, but ended up winning something.
Yes.
He's right here.
He's right here. Yes, Hashan.
It's amazing that people
Yeah.
do come find their love for it. And also, you are also connected with a school close by.
Yes.
Tell me about that school.
So this place called Tea Project, they are a children's community center. I've been working with them for the last 10 years, and they just made me an ambassador at that place. They have a tiny tea preschool, and they also work with 8 schools around there
Right.
for an afternoon program. So you can kind of have a meal there and do some training. They have English classes, maths tuition classes, and spend the day there and then go back home after that. So I do a lot of youth training programs there. We do mindfulness yoga programs for them. For the women of the estate, we do workshops to teach them some skills.
Yeah, so that
So-
they are self-sufficient.
Exactly.
Because most of these places, unfortunately, we see the male help leaving
Yes.
or living more dependent on the woman.
Yes.
So I think they need to be more substantial to bear that brunt.
And also for the hotels, taking people who leave school, the youth, and believing in them and training them. You have to take time. You have to, I like to take that time. For me, it's important. To know that I changed someone's life is far more important to me. And that, for example, the boy who won, I mean, I can't even tell you how proud I am of him, that he came here with no experience. My staff taught him, and he won. He came first place. Those are the success stories for me.
Yeah, and these
You know?
boys and girls are not the ones who have gone to like reputed
Exactly.
hotel schools and like done their graduations and
Not
walked
at all.
out.
You just
Yeah.
believe in them, and you're proud of them, and you give them a chance.
That is true.
You know?
There are many amazing projects. So one of the reasons why I forced her to be on a TV show was in terms of the project that she's championing along with many others. It's called Danu. It's a way forward in terms of helping someone, leaving a meal for another person at any of these outlets that have come about and say yes. How is Candy? Have you all been able to sort of get Danu going
Yes,
here?
yes. Actually, Candy has been very supportive. We have about 3 restaurants, and we are trying to get more, because it's few of us running around trying to get all these places signed up. So at Teva also, I'm supporting member of Danu as much as I'm a founding member. We are supporting a breakfast feeding program for a children's school on the mountains.
That is true.
So whatever you donate by staying here or through meals, whatever we collect, we donate for their breakfast feeding program.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Just to let you know about Danu, it's a page that you can read about on Facebook as well. It's an initiative where you come forward and pay for somebody else's meal. And when we say paying for a meal, it could be for someone who is living a very, let's say, a life that does not allow him or her to have an extra little frill. It could be out to have a nice slice of cake and a cup of coffee and just reflect on life. They can't do that because they cannot go off the budget. It could be people like that, all the ones who are really struggling for a meal. It just varies across. And if you feel like contributing, you can. Just ask if there is a jar that says Danu and contribute a meal. You don't know the type of people who have gone and enjoyed a meal and, thanked you. And the blessing is for you, but you also have those weird ones. But you all just wanted to create a new way of thinking. For
Yes,
people.
exactly. To be positive, and also if you keep thinking negative, Danu, we are never going to see anything we're vibrating on that. And if we all think and believe that something, there's goodness in everybody, if all of us think that collectively, we can definitely change.
I have to ask you, who maintains the garden?
I have 2 gardeners. So my caretaker, who still calls me Baba, and he's working for me here. So I'm still Baba for him. He's here. So he and I have another gardener, Shiva.
Right.
So it's not easy to maintain with the rains and you know, the weather here, but it's a process. But you know, like I said, they love this place.
That is true.
So
And that's amazing. All right, we're getting into a break. When we do come back on the other side, I'm going to be enjoying some sunset moments here. But at the same time, I would like to say, you know, in Jaffna we have a lot of this. The
Kurakan,
too.
yes.
It's very good if you're like suffering of digestive issues. Correct?
Must be, yes, probably.
I'm son of a doctor. Okay, I know these things.
Yeah, so I love that dish actually. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to eat this
Hot.
to hot, otherwise
Yes.
you will have to drink 10 glasses of water for it to go in. On that note, we need to wrap things up. We'll see you on the other side. Do stick around. This is Dialog Ch. Welcome back to the show, our final segment, and this is where everything goes down. As you could see, there's some fabulous local stuff that's sort of served. But at the same time, I wanted to just speak about this ice cream. This ice cream is?
It's stuck because they have put some.
They don't even want to give it to me. This is all homemade, right?
Yes, homemade ice creams. That's actually avocado.
I shall have this while we
Yes,
talk. This
yes.
one I don't mind
Avocado with jaggery. It's actually one of my favorite ice creams.
eating. And this is, you want?
No, I have enough.
Oh,
You would never think, I mean, avocado could taste like that, but it's quite nice.
amazing. So this is your baby?
Yes, it is.
Full
it
time?
is. Yes, full time. Yes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to artistic direction, do you take from anybody else or it's all yours?
Well, the place was done by my brothers.
Okay.
When I was studying. Both my brothers got involved with it, especially my younger brother did the artistic part of it. So all the rooms, the little things you see all over here, it was done by my
him.
brother, yes. And my older brother did the more of the structural part of
Right.
it. So the whole family kind of put a little bit of input. My mom did a little bit of the things for the rooms. My dad was the main operations
Yeah.
guy. And then I came in and I studied hotel management, so I took over and made some changes. And throughout the years, I would say, you know, it's been more of my eye.
Right.
And I love green space, so I'm trying to put more plants and grow things and make it kind of blend in more with
Nature.
the nature. Yes.
Yeah. Now, you do, end of the day, you do have to also sort of tingle mingle in this very fast-paced Colombo. In a very slow pace, we are fast-paced. What do you prefer the most? Relaxing and being one with nature? And when I see your Instagram and social media, it's so very therapeutic and very relaxing. That or this, you know, the smiles and the greetings and how are you and how are you doing?
Of course, I prefer it here. I mean, you know, I've had that mad
Yeah.
life before. But I think there's a, you know, if you can find a balance between both, because there are beautiful things here that I love and beautiful things in Colombo in the madness that I love. So there's a balance. And I'm blessed that I have both worlds that I can anytime go to. But I think you need a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know?
In this world, we are always asked to, fit into a frame, like be in that space and do things in that space. But you refused to fall into a space. You created your own space. How challenging was it, and how do you see yourself inspiring others?
Challenging. I mean, I think the great thing is this is my property, so it was easy for me. You're not working for someone. This is your baby, so I can do whatever I want to do. So there is freedom in that, to create that space.
Yeah.
So I think I would tell people it would be good if they can find whatever they are doing, if they can start on their own. Because when you start something on your own, it's something you love, and do something that you love, because then the creativity just comes out naturally, and then you can kind of play with it, because you can't play with someone else's property.
Can you cook?
Yes, I can.
Oh, really?
So that was another thing. My father sent me to cookery classes. Yes.
I can't picture you at a cookery class with a little apron.
Yes, every Sunday I had to go. I learned Thai cooking, Indian cooking, Chinese cooking. I finished all the courses.
No way.
Yes, so I think I'm a good cook.
But you have not put it to good use?
I mean, I cook for my friends
okay.
or family, but I haven't really had time to do that. But I do love it.
Okay.
I do love it. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think you like the prepping for it and cleaning up.
No,
for
I
it.
love cleaning.
Ah, really? Oh, you're a Monica.
I love cleaning. Yes, I'm a little bit like a Monica. Yes.
Oh, wow. You're
Yes.
a Monica.
So if I will prepare, I will give you to eat, but I will also clean. I mean,
right.
that's
You're the person I need from my house, especially for my room. Just take over, please.
Yes.
What do you do? You're a bit OCD, obviously.
Yes, correct.
How do you handle people who are not OCD?
It's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. So,
like, let's say you go on a trip with your friends and you
yes.
end up sharing
you
a
should
room.
ask them. They will have stories.
And
They
you
will
end
have
up
stories.
sharing a room. What do you do first?
No, well, I first I would go and look at the bathroom to see how good and clean it is. For me, I think, cleanliness is so important, and
That is true.
I think it tells a lot about somebody. Cleanliness is next to godliness, right? I mean, it's simple as that. So, I always think that whatever you do, even if it's simple, be clean, because that's important, especially when you're running a hotel.
That is true.
It's so important. The rooms, even when I come here on a weekly basis, I train my staff not to just look in the view like this, but
Touch.
look up, down, this way, that way. And I would have to say thanks to Nayantara's training.
Yeah. And you worked with her at the start.
I worked with her
Yeah.
for Taru Vilas, and she gave me an incredible training.
Yeah. That's like
And,
boot camp,
yes.
101.
But I was so blessed, actually, because she was one of my greatest teachers, and I was able to open a hotel after that and practice some of those things, because it is about maintaining standards.
That is true.
Right? That it looks new all the time.
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing.
Yes.
All right. Well, we need to wrap things up on the show. And it has been absolutely a pleasure hanging out with you here in this beautiful property.
Thank you.
Do come, do relax, enjoy. I think it's amazing. Like, you get a chance to experience good food, a beautiful view to wake up to. I'm telling you, when we walked in, the first thing we did was, that's exactly what our reaction was, because it was absolutely gorgeous. So come experience it. The sun is setting right now. It's the golden hour here in Kandy. With that, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us on Danu on Fire. Till we meet you again, keep smiling.